I sat on my grandfather's porch, the summer air dense with cicadas. At 25, I had returned home from graduate school, yearning for his narrative as a veteran. Narrative sold. The laughter of a grandmother from Brooklyn. He was 78, feeble, yet perceptive, his flannel shirt hanging loosely on his frame. We sipped iced tea, the too sweet variety he always prepared. "Tell me something new, Grandpa," I requested, anticipating a tale from his naval days. However, his usually bright eyes appeared cloudy. "Ellie," he said, his voice subdued, "but this one is burdensome." He paused, his fingers tracing the glass. "I wasn't always kind to your grandmother." My stomach churned. He had been my steadfast hero, the man who taught me to fish. What could he possibly mean? Then he recounted a tale from 72, involving a woman named Clara, and an affair that nearly shattered their relationship. I froze, witnessing my hero's disintegration. His words struck with the force of a tempest. "Clara was employed at the pharmacy," he remarked, while I fixated on the floorboards, reflecting on my age of 25 and my 5-year marriage with my mother, just having been born. My grandmother was at home, fatigued while Hellinger was delayed at work. Clara was kind, found humor in his jokes, and perceived him in ways that my grandmother did not. He claimed it was not love, but it felt like an escape. They clandestinely met for coffee and then at a motel. He asserted it lasted 6 months, concluding when Clara relocated. My grandmother remained oblivious, or so he believed. I grasped my glass, envisioning my grandmother's smile, her Sunday roasts. How could he? Why tell me? Now, I said, my voice stern as his gaze met mine. "Why? Because you are mature, Ellie, and I am short on time. I require you who understands my past, my disillusioned world devoid of trust." I contemplated leaving, but his trembling hand compelled me to remain. I overheard him mention her, asserting that even if she were unaware, he had borne the burden of guilt for 50 years, a weight surpassing the affair he recounted. He described sleepless nights, filled with self-loathing, pledging to improve, stating that your grandmother deserved more. His voice quivered as he spoke, prompting me to recall her funeral, where he wept while clutching her scarf. Was that guilt rather than love? I inquired if he ever confessed to her, to which he replied negatively, but insisted he endeavored to demonstrate his affection daily after work, by preparing dinners and holding her hand. I witnessed their understated love during my upbringing, yet now it seemed sullied. "Why risk revealing this to me?" I pressed. "You are my heart, Ellie. I cannot deceive you." His candor pierced deeper than the treachery, and I felt tears stream down as the porch creaked beneath my shifting weight, my mind racing. Grandpa's affair was not merely a star. It represented a fissure in my foundation. I had idolized their marriage, framing their 60th anniversary photo on my desk, which now felt like a deception or a half-truth. "Did you love Clara?" I inquired, dreading the response. "No," he replied firmly. "I always loved your grandma. Clara was my weakness, not my heart." I wanted to believe him, but doubt gnawed at me. I reflected on my own relationships, questioning whether I had trusted too easily. Was love perpetually this flawed? He reached for my hand, his calluses rough. "I am not excusing it, Ellie. I am accepting it." His shame was palpable, and for an instant I perceived not a hero, but a flawed man striving. We sat in silence, the cicadas now more pronounced. I contemplated my mother, oblivious to this secret. Should I disclose it to her? Grandpa's voice interrupted. "I confided in you because you are resilient, Ellie. You may judge me, yet you will comprehend that I was uncertain. Infidelity was not merely an error. It was a deliberate choice he made, prioritizing his desires over family, including grandmother. Nevertheless, his remorse appeared genuine, etched into every line of his face. "Did it alter you?" I inquired, and he nodded. prompting me to recognize what truly mattered. I spent my life resenting her, even if she remained oblivious to the reasons. I envisioned him at grandmother's bedside reading to her was that redemption. My anger diminished, yet the pain persisted, reshaping my perception of him. As night descended, the porch lamp flickered, and Grandpa's confession loomed between us, weighty yet sincere. I recalled narratives I had encountered where affairs were unveiled through DNA tests, secrets concealed until death. His truth was not buried. He had opted to reveal it. "What do you desire from me?" I inquired gently. "What is it?" he said, merely to understand me entirely before my departure. I had devoted years to pursuing his narratives, yet this was the most grotesque aspect of humanity. I recalled my grandmother's laughter and her unwavering trust in him. Did his silence serve to shield her or to deceive her? As I reclined and gazed at the stars, I realized that his truth did not negate his love. Rather, it rendered it more intricate. My tears were not shed for betrayal, but for his audacity in revealing the truth to me. I remained late, unable to depart. Grandfather spoke of Moria, not Clara, but rather of Grandma, recounting how she danced to Sinatra and burned toast loving fiercely. He expressed that he did not deserve her, yet he made an effort. His voice trembled, and I witnessed tears that were not mine. I had never seen him weep, not even at her funeral. This was a private moment that altered everything. His confession transcended mere infidelity. It encompassed the struggle of living with it and the daily choice to strive for better. I reflected on my own errors and the secrets I had harbored. Was I truly so different? I surprised myself by expressing gratitude for his revelation. His hand tightened around mine as he said, "You were my girl, Ellie." My heart ached, yet it felt fuller, not shattered. As I drove home, I replayed his words. The affair was shocking, but his regret was the true narrative. I contemplated the themes of love and betrayal in The Bridges of Madison County, where both coexist. Grandfather's life was not cinematic. Rather, it was chaotic, imperfect, and ultimately redeemed. I pondered whether grandmother perceived this if her forgiveness manifested in their silent interludes. I would never ascertain this, and that was acceptable. His reality liberated me not from suffering, but from delusion. Love was not flawless, but rather a matter of work, decision, and restoration. I pulled over texting. Mom talked to Grandpa. He's still our guy? I didn't spill his secret. It was hours now. The road stretched dark, but I felt lighter change. Weeks later, I visited Grandpa again. He was weaker, but his smile was the same. We didn't mention Clara. We didn't need to. He showed me old photos. Grandma's handwriting on the back. She was my home. He said I saw him, and I'm not a hero, not a villain, just human. His infidelity didn't define him. His effort did. I thought of my thesis on family narratives, how secrets shape us. This was mine now, a truth I'd carry, not as shame but as wisdom. Love you, Grandpa? I say had meaning it more. He winked always Ellie that moment. Not the affair was what I'd remember. It changed everything, and not my past, but my future, though. Here I am telling you this. A private moment with Grandpa. His confession of infidelity changed everything, not because he betrayed Grandma, but because he trusted me with his truth. I saw love's flaws, its strength, its cost. He wasn't perfect, but he was many a flannel sweet tea. And all, if you're carrying a secret, share it with someone who will listen if you're hurt. No people can change. Grandfather's narrative is not solely his. It is also mine. Perhaps yours, dear one. Significant errors have occurred. I am Ellie, the granddaughter of a guy who stumbled, persevered, and loved passionately. This is the essential truth.